If I could change certain aspects of the church, I would like to see us spend more time addressing issues that are important to young people today.
Why do we do things the way we do? Why do we have these traditions? Like, are there reasons, or do we just have traditions for the sake of traditions?
We're kind of stuck in our pattern and tradition of how things go on Sundays, and I think the formatting could maybe be done in more creative and innovative ways, a bit more interactive.
Sermons ought to be very relevant. They ought to deal with relevant situations in our society that people are dealing with.
Matters of purpose and vocation and identity and sexuality weren't being addressed by the church.
I think that we address general issues, general life issues, but I don't think we apply them directly to questions that people my age have about how to live life or what's important in life right now. But I think that we need to take it to a more specific level. I think we need to get into specific discussions about specific issues and understand how the teachings in the Bible apply to them.
But a place that will engage you on a higher level with issues locally and also globally.
Because the church feels a bit isolated and out of touch with society, there seems to be a disconnect between the focus and priorities of young adults and the church. Young adults represent the current trend towards more globalized thinking, priorities of global environment, global economy, global justice.
Instead of waiting until society makes a big deal about the environment, to care about it like God calls us to care for creation.
There have been times when the Mennonite church has honed in on certain issues without really critically examining what's at stake here.
One of the major issues is the homosexual issue. Young adults, they don't want to completely cut that issue aside. They want to accept people who are homosexuals.
I would like my church to be a community that's really open and welcoming to everyone.
Just really open itself up to people outside the church and just let them know that church is not that intimidating.
Instead of thinking about what we like the most, that we would focus on how can we love Jesus and show him to the world.
I think it's important also that the sort of relational atmosphere that a church fosters involves an openness to questions and an openness to doubt. Not even necessarily to be so hasty in giving an answer, but just to listen.
Invite more openness and diversity of thought, and it would allow us to express our insecurities and express our doubts and more adequately answer those.
I think that the Mennonite Church has a lot to offer on a local and a global scale.
I love it that we have this history, this tradition of being a peace church, and that we know the kingdom of God is here, but it's not fulfilled yet.
The relationships and the community are one of the most valuable parts of coming to church.
So I think if I were to return to church, it would be because of the community.
I look at people around me who are involved in church and how they have a natural glow to them, and I feel that people are very genuine and sincere, and I feel that these are good qualities that I want to have in my life.
So I just want the church to build on that and try and be that kind of new church and really grow into something new, push the younger standing so that new young people will want to come to church more.
Keep moving towards what Jesus has called us to.
Tell me that you'll open your eyes. Tell me that you'll open your eyes. Tell me.